Welcome back. The Ayersville Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues. First pitch just around the corner as Ayersville is our stop here tonight as we are getting set for big postseason action. Abe Delano. Look at him. He's got the game face on right now. He's ready to go. We're going to break down the opponent, but we're also going to talk about a number of different things that makes this young man such not just a special athlete, but a special student representative of the high school and the community. It is our player profile, and if you're new to this, we finally have warm weather. We can walk outside. So we're doing something that we call from the backstop to the warning track, and then maybe with a 350 short porch to center field, we might take a hard left and do a little extra walking, but stay with us. You're going to want to see this. You ready to walk and talk, sir?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do this. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, I'm looking at your stats right now. Matter of fact, I'm looking at them from the past 3 seasons. Your sophomore year to your junior year to this year. This season, 3-0. With a 2.30 ERA, 10 walks against 38 strikeouts. I look back to your sophomore and even last year's stats. So let me ask you this. What's been the biggest difference, the most improvement between Abe Delano as a senior and Abe Delano as a freshman?
I would say definitely the way I approach the game. I'm a lot more positive now, and I think that I got taught that from River Bandits. So
okay.
My head coach, Chad Downsbach, really preaches that, and it's awesome. It's more than baseball. It's like if you make an error, it happens to everyone. Kind of like you just got to move on because it's in the past.
They call it a game of failure for a reason. Now, primarily at the plate, but you have to have a short memory in this sport, don't you?
Big time short memory. That's also one of the other things that we preach. So.
All right, we are almost to the pitcher's mound here, so I'm going to ask you to rewind and take a four-wheel drive trip down memory lane.
All right.
Do you remember the first time you set foot on this field? It was a freshman season, is that correct?
Yeah. Actually, it was probably my 7th grade, going into 8th grade summer. I played Acme, so summer ball for us, and I was sitting in the dugout over there, and we were losing to like Archbold, I think, for an Acme tournament, and Coach Mag was like, "Abe, go to the bullpen." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Abe, go to the bullpen." And I ran down there, and I was nervous, and I went in the game. And I don't remember how it went, but
about your first varsity trip or game on this field?
I think it was against Salina my freshman year. I mean, it was just the first game of the year, so I played first a lot my freshman year.
Did you go yard in that game? Coach, from his memory, he thought you hit a home run in your first game.
No, my first home run was against Hilltop as a freshman.
Okay. So Coach was close. You got to give him credit. You know, he's getting up there in age.
I know.
He was at least in the right season for you.
Yeah.
What's the biggest difference between Abe Delano as a freshman and Abe Delano now as a senior? You talked mentality. Anything else?
I would just say everything. Like overall, I've just got bigger and better, and I just think that playing with great teammates with River Bandits and Ayersville baseball, they just can't get any better. Like I don't know.
As a freshman, did you have a player that maybe took you under their wing, kind of mentor you a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. Blake Iden was a senior when I was a freshman. He was a catcher and a pitcher, so. He was really good. He was a really good pitcher, catcher. Me and him switched. I caught my freshman year pitch, so he was really cool, and he helped me a lot.
Now that you are a senior, there's some young talent on this roster. Who are you noticing? Does anybody remind you of yourself when you were that age?
For sure. Hunter Hazelton, he's a freshman. He's kind of just like me. I mean, he plays shortstop, and he's really talented, and I think once he figures that out, it'll go a long way. So.
Baseball is an individual sport. Let me rewind that. Baseball is a team sport, but it's comprised of individual results.
Yeah.
What is it about this team that maybe people don't know that you want to let them know about?
I mean, we're really competitive, and I think we're in a little bit of a slump right now, but I believe that we can get out of it, and it's the perfect time to do it. So, I mean, if we compete, we're going to win games. So.
You're a multi-sport athlete.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, many could argue you've kind of had a dream senior season with regard to sports. For those that don't know, unless you've been living in a cave in this area, people are well aware of it. Tremendous football season.
Thank you.
State champion wrestling.
Yep.
And now getting ready to make hopefully a deep postseason run.
Yep.
Any moment this season jump out to you more than any other? I got an idea what it might be, but fire away.
This season, probably, I mean, I liked getting a hot start with, before Ryan got injured, and that was cool playing with the team, getting wins, but probably against Continental, going 4 for 4.
Okay.
The home run. But pitching, the way I've been pitching, that's good too. So
so it's
maybe
too tough
Trace.
to pick. It's like picking between your favorites, right? You just can't do it. Let's talk a little bit about the type of athlete you were as a young kid.
Okay.
We did a player profile backstop to warning track earlier this week with Laura Paul, the softball player, third baseman. And she hardly played at all until her senior year. And I asked her, I said, what would you recommend to young kids who maybe aren't the most physically talented, but you want to bust into the lineup? And she said, we'll never forget this, and we have it on tape, embrace the suck.
Yeah.
Now, what she meant by that, obviously, was it's not always going to be easy. There are times that you may even want to quit.
Yeah.
What type of athlete were you like as a kid? Were you physically gifted and above everybody else, or did you have to really work hard?
I think I was physically gifted, but I had to work on my mind, like my mental type of game. So, it's a little bit different from me and her, but also I worked really hard on my mental game and stuff like that, and I try not to let the game get to me. I try to be relaxed. Most people say I'm the most relaxed player they've ever seen. That's probably my best feature. So
coaches can't make a pitcher's mound visit every single time. Can you walk us through what that process is? How do you slow yourself? How do you slow the game down when you need to?
I just remind myself it's different every game. If I remember one time this year against Wayne Trace, we're up by 5 runs, and I was just overthinking it a little bit, and I was like, we're up by 5 runs. I just got to get out of this. I don't care if they score 4 runs as long as we win the game.
Situational awareness, I think lots of coaches understand where, and it's not just on the mound. Obviously, when you aren't on the bump, you're playing in the field. Do you have a favorite position?
I like first. I don't get to play that much here, but for Riverbands, I'll play first a lot. So, but short's fun here. So,
part of that, and the reason why I ask that is you always have to be thinking one step ahead in this sport. You can't be reactive. Any good player will tell you, I'm already 2 steps ahead. If the ball finds me, where am I going with it? So there's maybe kind of the irony. You've got to be thinking ahead, but you also have to keep the game slow. How tough is that to balance both things? When did it click for you?
It's tough. Once again, I would probably say playing with River Bandits, playing with such great teammates. My first year with River Bandits, I played with 4 guys that are playing Division I baseball right now, like DJ Newman, and for Bowling Green, he's doing really good. So
Bowling Green's doing very well.
So learning from those guys, I think that's what really built me, and then I can teach younger kids, Ryan's starting to get it. So
the term is student athlete. You got to crack a book. You got to stay eligible to stay in the uniform. What's the GPA for you?
I think it's about a 3.8 right now. So
very good.
Thank you.
Obviously. Favorite class, favorite teacher. Here's your chance to really make inroads.
Favorite class, probably. I'll go with PNN. So it's Pilot News Network. So it's kind of like this. So it's like a video production class.
Broadcasting. All right.
So it's fun. And Coach Potts, our JV coach, is actually the teacher for that.
Okay.
So
So maybe you're going to be a future broadcaster then?
Maybe.
Is that what you're thinking?
I don't know. Maybe.
After a stellar college and maybe even major league career, they'll throw a headset on him and heck, maybe he can come back and work for DCTV. How's that sound? Outside of sports, what do you do to just decompress or relax?
I hang out with friends a lot. So whenever I'm free, I like to hang out with friends. I don't like to have any off time, or I'll play video games with friends. Just do anything with friends. So.
Your hard work has paid off in the form of a scholarship. You're headed to Northern Kentucky, so you're going to compete in the Horizon League. Walk us through your recruiting process. Who was sniffing and why you eventually chose the Norse?
Yeah, so my cousin Jack Goonan, he played here, and he played at Sinclair Community College, and his coach there was Steve Dinneman, who is now the coach at NKU. And so I kind of knew him a little bit, but I went to a PBR showcase, which is Prep Baseball Report. They do scouting and stuff. So I went there, and he was there, and he liked what I saw. He liked what he saw. So then he invited me to come to their field for a camp, and I threw a bullpen in front of him, and I performed pretty well. And he just basically just gave me the offer 2 weeks after that.
I was going to say, you didn't get offered on the spot, did you?
No,
Almost, though.
no.
2 weeks.
Yeah, about 2 weeks after, probably.
So they knew pretty quickly. How long did it take you? Or was it equally as quick?
I mean, it was pretty quick. I mean, my goal since I was like 7 was to play Division I baseball. So, and it wasn't like, I wasn't the kind of guy that's like D1 or bust. Like I would have played at Division II if I really wanted to. It wasn't about that. It was just where I felt best, and that's where I felt best.
We understand there was at least a couple local Division II schools that were really high on you. So you had options. What advice would you give to somebody that's going through that same process? Because a lot can be thrown at you. It can be stressful. I always tell the athletes, wrap both arms around it. I mean, they're shopping for you as much as you are for them. Did you enjoy the process? What advice would you have?
I mean, I wish someone would have told me that, because it was really stressful, and just like deciding where I wanted to go with the money and what's going to make me the best and what's going to make me happy. And so, I mean, it's definitely stressful, but if you look at it like that, like what you said, I think it'll be a lot better.
All right, now, we're not going to graduate you too soon, but if we came back and did an interview in 10, 15 years, what's Abe Delano going to be doing? What would be the dream job for you?
I mean, hopefully I'd be in the MLB, but I mean, if that's too big of an answer, I'd probably just be like a athletic director or something like that, a school or college around here.
So still have the baseball bug? Can you see yourself coaching?
Yeah, I could see myself coaching, or just anything that like keeps me around sports and baseball.
Okay. Let's take a look here. This is one of the situations where we've talked a little bit of academics, we've talked a little bit of athletics. Let's have a little fun. You okay with this? This is what we called rapid fire favorites. It's kind of like 20 questions. There's no wrong answer. You ready to get after it?
Let's do it.
And he's gotten quite a bit more serious now all of a sudden with the fluffiest part of this interview. All right, favorite team?
Probably the Tigers, Detroit Tigers.
Okay, any reason why? Obviously baseball.
I'm a big Detroit guy, so I like the Lions, big Lions fan, Tigers, Michigan, Pistons.
Favorite athlete?
Favorite athlete? Probably Tarek Skubal. He's a pitcher for the Tigers.
Okay, any particular reason why?
I mean, he's our ace, so that's probably why. He's the best pitcher.
Just a guy that's got a little bit of swag and wants the ball with the game on the line. Not unlike yourself, obviously.
Maybe.
Okay, definitely. Let's see. Music or artist?
Probably music.
What type?
I listen to a lot of types. I listen to country, old school rock, rap, so anything.
Pretty diverse?
Yeah,
just
I like it all.
Whatever's on your playlist?
Yep.
Okay. Favorite food?
Probably fettuccine Alfredo.
Wow, now that's Italian, so that's pretty good. Most people would say wings or pizza.
Yeah.
Why Alfredo?
I don't know. I mean, my mom always used to make it, so it's just my favorite meal, I guess.
Mom's comfort food. Mom, we're giving you a little bit of love on the air here. All right, let's see. What about, I can go in a number of different directions here. We'll keep it loose for right now. Team Joker. If you had to think of a guy that was going to crack a joke, try and lighten the mood here at practice, who would that be?
Probably Fish or Boer. Lucas Fishball or Caden Boer. So, I mean, they're just always messing around. So
Ty.
Yeah.
How about Team Dad? If somebody's car broke down or they needed an arm around them and coached up, who would that be?
Probably Ben Amoroso.
Okay. Matter of fact, he had the ball on the bump when we were here for the game against Continental. So there's more guys just kind of standing behind this guy's shadow, but he's kind of more of one of your quiet teammates. Is that probably a good way to describe him?
I don't know about quiet, but probably the most responsible.
Okay, fair enough. Well, we gave you, again, the teeter-totter just balanced out right there a little bit, Ben. How about pregame habit or maybe ritual for you?
I have like a ball with water in it for when I pitch. Every time I pitch, I do like workouts with it. So that's probably it.
You were doing band work when I walked in.
I do bands every day too.
Okay. Dream car.
Dream car.
If somebody were to drive it up right now and you got the keys, what would it be?
I mean, I'm not a big car guy, but probably just like a Lamborghini would be cool. That's probably a basic answer.
He's not a big car guy, but he's going to go with the absolute most luxurious car possible. I thought you might say 4x4 or something like that. But, okay. What about Coach Mag? Does he have any phrases or stuff that he uses? He's smiling. There's at least one. We'll see if he's honest.
So, when the ump is behind the plate and we're in the dugout, he'll ask the ump where the ball was, and the ump will say it's up, and he'll say, no, it's not up. Like, I can see up and down. And then There's one, like a check swing, the batter check swings, and Coach Mag thinks he goes. Coach Mag will be like, if he hits it, it's in center field. So those are two that stick out.
All right, and he would agree with you probably
Yeah,
on those?
100%.
Okay, so if we hear that coming from the dugout, we'll know he says it first and the rest of the team says it a half a second later. All right, let's talk about goals. Obviously, to make a deep run, you've had great success no matter what sport you've competed in your senior season here. Clearly, I'm going out on a not so flimsy limb to say your goal isn't just to go ahead and beat whoever you're playing in the first round. What is it for you guys?
Our goal, I mean, we've made it to the district semis my 3 years of high school. So I would say our goal is to make it to regionals. And then, I mean, we'll go from there. So
Do you guys openly talk about it?
we did at the beginning of the year, but I mean, we're just trying to focus on one game at a time, really.
I'm not going to try and get too philosophical with you.
Yeah.
But if we came back and did another interview in 10 or 15 years, but we didn't talk to you, we talked to some of your teammates or people that know you, what do you want your legacy to be? How do you want them to talk about you?
I want people to know that I just really like to motivate others and help others with. I'm really about the team, and I just want the team to do great things. So,
well, the team is getting ready to do great things, not just today, but hopefully a deep run in the playoffs. Thanks for walking and talking with us.
Thanks
Good
for having
luck
me.
to you.
Thank you.
Abe Delano is our player profile. He's made the walk from the backstop to the warning track. We could not have ordered up a better day for baseball. That shot right there is a picture of Americana. As we welcome you aboard, the Ayersville Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show is underway. You're asking live on a Thursday at 2. Don't the kids have class? Yes, they do. But they're going to be letting anybody that wants to come across the parking lot and watch, as this one is for the right to wear the uniform one more time. The opening round of sectionals here at Ayersville. Brent Balbinot saying thank you very much for joining us. Scoop Miller unable to make it here this afternoon, but we know he is in spirit. He'll be watching along with, I believe, his entire gym class at Archibald School. We are going to set our starting lineups here. It is the Baker-Schindler Company starting lineups as the Blue Jays, again, of Delphos St. John. They had to play an opening round contest. They knocked off final of 8-2. Brandon Metzger throwing 6 strong innings to help get them to this afternoon. The Pilots had a bye, so they are going to be fresh, and we will break down what promises to be an absolutely spectacular pitching matchup when we come back. You're watching the Ayersville Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show on DCTV Sports. The Ayersville Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues as we are getting set for our Baker-Schindler Company starting lineups, but both teams out of their respective dugouts and lining up. We're going to step out for the national anthem. It's courtesy of the Defiance Elks Lodge number 147. The national anthem in the books, courtesy of our underwriter, the Defiance Elks Lodge number 147. Time now for your Baker-Schindler Company starting lineups. Let's go ahead and bring you the hosts again. The Pilots of Ayersville limping into this one on a rather significant losing streak, but the point is you win today and you earn the right to wear the jersey next week. The loser packs up the gear until next season. Leading things off, it will be Ben Amoroso. Ben Amoroso, the senior, he will be playing shortstop. Amoroso as the leadoff, hitting .219. Owen Lloyd will be roaming left field, the sophomore. Batting third, it will be the pitcher, Abe Delano. We'll break down his pitching stats in just a second. Delano also, though, strong at the plate, hitting .377, including 14 RBI. Hitting in the cleanup spot, it will be Andrew Barrick. Barrick, the junior right fielder. In the 5-hole, senior catcher Carter Michael. Michael entering this afternoon's contest, hitting .250. Trenton Florence will be your senior first baseman. Florence, again, coming into this afternoon, hitting .212. The bottom third of the order as follows. The DH, Caden Booher, with 7th. Colton Dockery, your junior third baseman, will hit 8th. And Lucas Fishpaw, the senior, roaming center field. Again, we mentioned on the bump, and he is an imposing figure. Senior Abe Delano, 6'2", 215 pounds. He is 3-0 on the season. He's tossed 27 and 27 and a third innings. He's allowed 25 hits, 15 runs, only 9 earned. He's got a 2.30 ERA. Over a 3-to-1 walk to strikeout ratio. 10 walks, 38 Ks. Opponents hitting just 234 against him. On the flip side, for the Blue Jays, they come in after a big 8-2 victory over Continental on Monday. Coach Jerry Jackson and company will send the following lineup to the plate against Delano. Leading things off, it will be Tice McLean. McLean, sophomore shortstop. Again, the averages for about the top third, maybe even 4 hitters, all very salty, and then it drops off a little bit after that. But again, McLean entering this afternoon's contest, hitting .256 in the leadoff. Braylon Metzger, he was the pitcher of record on Monday. He now roams center field, the senior, hitting .338, batting second. Colin Feathers will hit in the 3-hole. Feathers, the senior left fielder. Feathers entering today at an even .300 average. Your cleanup hitter is T.J. Wirtz, the junior first baseman. Batting fifth, it will be Cam Elwer. Elwer, again, will be on the bump. We'll break down his pitching stats at the bottom of this inning, but at 5'10", 180 pounds, we've got a couple of studs on the mound here this afternoon, folks. Both coaches that I talked to said offense will come at a premium. Not saying one run will win it, but nobody would be surprised if one run wins it. Austin Munter will bat sixth. Austin Munter, the senior, roaming right field. Aaron Munter, twin brother, hitting in the DH spot. He will bat seventh. Tyler Lindeman, the junior third baseman, will bat eighth. And Andrew Elwer, freshman, at second base, hitting in the 9-hole. Again, a very warm day today compared to at least what we've been used to. Temperatures expected to be pushing 80 degrees this afternoon. Pilots in their home whites with the pinstripes. You see Abe Delano finishing his warm-ups. St. John's in their traveling blue uniform tops with the gold lettering and numerals and the white trousers. Nothing left to do but throw out the first pitch and get after it. Your umpiring crew this afternoon, calling balls and strikes. He's behind the plate. He's got his gear on, Dwayne Ressler. And in the field, Nicholas Bowers. Again, if you're wondering why 2 o'clock, how 2 o'clock, well, Ayersville is hosting the district track meet later on this afternoon in about 3 to 4 hours. And there was some concern about the ability to find a parking place, as well as this place just being crowded up. So Ayersville, both teams, St. John's and Ayersville, agreeing to bump it up. And more importantly, the umpiring crew had the availability as well. So we've got a few fans continuing to trickle in. Good representation by both schools. And again, I was told that any of the students at Ayersville had the option, if they wanted to come out, walk across the parking lot and watch the game. As there you get a good look at a mountain of a young man, Abe Delano, throwing a nasty 12-6 curve there. We mentioned 6'2", 215-pound senior. He will be continuing his baseball career at the prep level as he has signed to play at Northern Kentucky beginning next season. Fantastic football player, state champion wrestler. He has had an absolute dream season as far as athletics are concerned, but he's looking to pitch his Pilots into the next round of the playoffs, starting right here. Tice McLean will dig in from the right side, and we are getting set for first pitch. First pitch on the way. F&M Bank first pitch. It's a little bit downstairs for ball one. We'll set the defense for Ayersville in just a second as a swing and a miss. Delano reaching back and bringing a little mustard on that pitch. And he's ready to work quickly. Boy, that ball's back to him, and he's firing. 2-1. Bright sunshiny day. Several white puffy clouds kind of dotting the skyline here. Temperatures expected to be pushing 80 degrees as this one misses low and away. Carter Michael, another senior, completes the battery. As this one, a strike at the letters. McLean was about to toss the bat aside. Instead, the count now runs full. 3-2. Delano deals. Bender misses outside, ball 4, and the leadoff man aboard for the Blue Jays. From left to right on the infield defensively for the Pilots, it goes junior, senior, sophomore, senior. Colton Dockery at third, Ben Amoroso at short, Chris Steingast at second, and Trenton Florence at first. From left to right in the green, sophomore, senior, junior, Owen Lloyd, Lucas Fishpaw, and Andrew Barrick. As Braylon Metzger will dig in from the left side. Metzger hitting a healthy .338, squares to bunt. This one's a beauty up the first base side, and Delano cannot field it cleanly. So trying to give him an out, and instead runners are now going to be at first and second. Abe upset with himself. He is a perfectionist. And he allows Metzger aboard on the error. So now runners at first and second with nobody out instead of just a runner at second with one away, and that'll bring up Colin Feathers. Feathers hitting an even .300 entering today's contest. Digs in from the right side. He squares. Takes inside for ball 1. Delano taking some time, checking the runner at second. Fires, trying to bunt. He offered. Strike 1. The 1-1. And Delano now really much more deliberate from the slide step. Bunted back to the mound. This time he takes his time. Fires over to first. The sacrifice does the job, though. Both runners advance. Now 2 runners in scoring position with less than 2 outs for the cleanup hitter, TJ Wirtz. Well, I was trying to get the breakdown from Coach Jerry Jackson about his team, their philosophy. He said the top half of the order can swing away. Good contact hitters. They have some power, but he said, we will play small ball. And right now we're seeing it as Delano deals a nasty-looking slider, and that jelly-legged Wirtz. Strike 1. Again, Delano has that blazing fastball, but when he's got that secondary stuff working, he is next to impossible. And right there, that just fell off the table. It was a little elevated, but Wirtz couldn't catch up with it, and now he's down deep in the count 0-2. Wirtz hitting .309 entering today's contest with a .422 on-base percentage. This one misses just a bit upstairs. 1-2. Not much, if any, wind here this afternoon. This should play as a completely neutral ballpark. The 1-2. Got him swinging in the dirt. Nice job by Michael to look the runner back as he fires down to first, and that is a huge strikeout, 2 away. So that'll bring up his counterpart, Cam Elwer. Elwer. Well, we saw one stud pitcher right now on the mound. We see one with a bat getting ready to dig in. Hitting a .176 entering today's contest. Heater, boy, good sinking fastball, strike 1. Elwer right in the heart of the box. The 0-1. Brings a bender. This one fouled away, and Delano now ahead in the count, 0-2. Elwer stepping out, trying to gather himself. Delano has the advantage now. We'll see if he decides to waste a pitch or if he wants to go straight at him. Fouled straight back. Count remains 0-2. Elwer trying to help out his own cause. 2 down, but 2 aboard, both in scoring position here in the top of the first. Delano taking his time. And now we'll step off, and Elwer will step out. Little cat and mouse. 0-2 the count. Delano comes set from the letters. Deals. Nice stop by Carter Michael. 1-2. Well, he buried one. Not quite around the zone. Elwer being a pitcher himself. Laying off of it. The 1-2. Oh, wow, that dropped down, and Michael thought it might have been there. Instead, just a bit upstairs. And it evens the count of 2-2. Well, we'll see if Delano decides to double him up here, if he reaches back and brings some heat. From the letters, Abe deals. Got him swinging, strike 3. Boy, did he need that. A Premier Bank strikeout snuffs out the Blue Jays' threat. No runs on no hits, 1 error, and 2 left aboard. We are through 1/2 inning. St. John's nothing. Ayersville coming to the plate. You're watching DCTV Sports. Back at Ayersville High School, you get a good look from our third base camera. St. John's threatened. They put 2 aboard. Matter of fact, both in scoring position, but Abe Delano reached back, bowed his neck, and got back-to-back strikeouts to get out of the inning unscathed. So the Pilots will take their turn to the plate. Ben Amoroso will lead it off. Owen Lloyd, the left fielder, on deck, and Delano himself in the hole. They will face the young man on the bump. You see him right there, number 11, 5'10", 180 pounds, and a senior, Cam Elwer, and he is healthy himself. We talked about Delano. Well, let's give you a little bit of a rundown for the starter this afternoon for the Blue Jays. Elwer, he is 3-0. He has tossed 28 innings this season. He's allowed 14 hits, 4 runs, none earned. 8 walks against 29 strikeouts. So again, a little bit better than a 3-1 average. And of course, with no earned runs, the ERA is 0.00. The line on him, fastball, mid-80s. He will bring kind of a hybrid of a curved slider or a slurve, but he will throw the changeup and he will mix it in regularly. That coming about 72 miles an hour. He's a pitcher. As Amoroso will dig in from the right side to lead it off. Gets the signal from Coach Mag. We're getting set for the bottom of the first. Amoroso hitting .219. First pitch, good sinking fastball, but just off the outside corner. The 1-0. Did he check? No, he didn't. He went. Strike 1. There's that nasty hybrid curve/slider. And this one paints the black on the bottom of the strike zone. So 1-2. This one chopped foul, third base side. Amoroso buys himself another swing. Let's set the defense for the Blue Jays. Junior Braden Pullman completes the battery from left to right on the infield. It goes junior, sophomore, freshman, junior. Tyler Lindemann at third. Tice McLean at short. Andrew Elwer at second. And TJ Wirtz at first. As this evens up the count at 2-2. From left to right in the green, it's a trio of seniors. Colin Feathers, Braylon Metzger, and Austin Munter. The 2-2. This one fouled straight back. He had him measured, just didn't get the barrel of the bat on it. Hearing some chatter. They are alive in the Pilot dugout. This one popped up. Right center, drifting over. Metzger, almost as if that ball came to him as he hauls it in for the first out here in the bottom of the first. So that'll bring up Owen Lloyd.
left fielder. Lloyd hitting .236. Coming into the postseason, digs in from the left side, takes a pitch on the black on the outer corner. The 0-1. This one lifted sky high into shallow right field. Munter coming on, he draws a beat and puts the leather to it. 2 away. So a couple of fly ball outs to open up the inning for Ayersville. We'll see if Abe Delano can get something done. Delano hitting a robust .377 coming into this afternoon's contest. That includes 5 doubles and 1 home run. Sends a sharp hit ground ball to short. It comes up right into the chest of McLean. The throw will not be in time. It took a tough hop, and now it's thrown up the first base line, and Delano with a nice job to round first, and he's standing up into second base. Well, that was a tough hop, but at the same time, if Scoop Miller were here, my guess is he would have scored that an error. And for Ayersville, they're not going to be too particular how they get a man aboard, but they've got one in scoring position as Andrew Barrick will dig in from the right side. Barrick hitting .221. He's got 10 RBI on the season. Number 11 would give them the lead. Instead, a fly ball to right field, hauled in by Munter. And that will do it for the Pilots here in the bottom of the first. No runs on no hits, 1 error. 1 left aboard. We are through 1, no score. Ayersville and St. John's. We're back after this on DCTV Sports. Back at Ayersville, top of the second. 6, 7, and 8. Austin Munter, Aaron Munter, and Tyler Lindeman taking their first cuts of the afternoon against Abe Delano. This one fouled away, and that make the cornfields. Strike 1. Munter takes outside the strike zone. Munter hitting .304, takes a swing at a bender and comes up empty. 1-2. Delano rocks, fires, elevates a fastball, but Munter lays off of it. Evens things up at 2 apiece. Get a good look from our center field camera view. This one elevated, and a liner right at Dockery at third base. He didn't even have to move. They call it the hot corner for a reason. That ball was barreled up, but Colton Dockery had it played perfectly. 1 away. So here's Aaron Munter digging in, designated hitter. Takes a first pitch bender for a strike. Aaron Munter hitting .231 entering this afternoon's contest. There's another 0-2, just like that. This is where Delano wants to live here this afternoon. Ahead in the count. A called third strike on the outside corner, man. That was a hammer. That is a Premier Bank strikeout, a backwards-looking K, 2 up, 2 down. That'll bring up Tyler Lindemann. Lindemann hitting .267. First pitch, a ball. Boy, a lot of glove side run on his pitches. This one misses. 2-0. Delano trusting his stuff, but that one off the mark, and all of a sudden the count is 3 balls and no strikes. We'll see if Lindemann has the green light. You got to figure the obligatory 3-0 fastball is coming. It is, and he takes for strike 1. Three 3-1 on the way. Ball 4. He lost him. So a chance for a 1-2-3 inning goes by the wayside, as that will bring up the 9-hole freshman Andrew Elwer. Andrew Elwer, a freshman, has only played in 4 games. He's hitting a .143 as Delano goes over to first. Florence is holding. Decent lead at first by Lindemann. So this one a ground ball and under the glove, off the leather of Colton Dockery. Boy, well, a tough hop in the top half of this inning, and this one just kind of squirted underneath the glove of Dockery. And for the second inning in a row, 2 runners aboard for St. John's as the lineup turns over. McLean will check in. McLean, no official at bat as he drew a walk to lead off the contest. First pitch swinging, lines this one foul down the left field line. Well, he wasn't guessing. It's just out in front a little bit. Ball coming back in. There's the difference between high school and maybe some of the other levels of play, and Delano wants that same baseball. So 0-1. Delano from the letters. Deals. Swung and fouled away, and again, ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Coach Mag says we'll keep this one. See what Delano decides to come with here ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, 2 aboard, top of the second. From the letters and the slide step. Got him swinging, strike 3, another Premier Bank strikeout. Abe Delano has bowed his neck in 2 straight innings, and in 2 straight frames, the Blue Jays leave base runners aboard. No runs, no hits, no errors, 2 left. We're through 1.5, no score, Pilots nothing. Blue Jays nothing. Back after this on DCTV Sports. There you get a good look from our third base camera. Panning over, Abe Delano striking out the top of the order. And Tice McLean with 2 aboard to keep the Blue Jays off the board. So we welcome you back to Ayersville High School. Bottom of the second brings up 5, 6, and 7. Senior catcher Carter Michael will lead it off. Senior first baseman Trenton Florence on deck. And the DH Caden Booher in the hole. Gardner Michael hitting .250 on the season. Opened up a little bit on a first pitch bender from Cam Elwer and takes for ball 1. The 1-0. Another bender gets dirty, and now he's ahead in the count. 2 balls and no strikes. Elwer brings the heat. Good sinking fastball, strike 1. Carter's seen him now, both his breaking stuff and his fastball. We'll see if he gets something he likes here. The 2-1. Misses in the cellar, ball 3. 3-1. Elevated fastball popped up. Shallow right. Drifting in is Munter. He's had some action this afternoon as he squeezes for his 3rd putout of the afternoon. So 1 away. Here's Trenton Florence digging in. Senior first baseman. Florence hitting .212 in the 6 hole. Takes one up around the visor. Sun really beaming down now. Very bright afternoon. Something we haven't seen much of early this season. As this one misses low, 2-0. This one misses upstairs, ball 3. We'll see if Florence is taking. Elwer found himself in a similar situation just a batter ago and brought the fastball, and he does here for strike 1. Outfield for the most part straight away, normal play depth. The 3-1 on the way, fouled straight back. He had him measured, just didn't get the barrel of the bat on it. So from 3-0, now 3-2. Elwell kicks, fires, got him swinging, strike 3. And now the Blue Jays fans with a chance to put their hands together. 2 away. After going to a 3-ball count to each of the first 2 hitters, reaching back, getting a fly ball out, and then a strikeout. That'll bring up the DH, Caden Booher. Booher hitting $176 on the season. Looking at a 1-0 count. Big imposing figure at the plate. Looked like he was opening up a little bit there as he takes a strike. The 1-1. This one a chopper back to the mound, fielding his own position, getting set, making a strong throw to first. Elwer scores it 1-3 on the putout, and the Pilots go in order here in the bottom of the 2nd. No runs on no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. Too quickly in the books here at Ayersville. No score. We're back after this on DCTV Sports. There you get a good look from one of our dugout cams here at Ayersville. We anticipated a pitcher's duel, and that is exactly what we are seeing through the first 2 innings. Sectional playoffs. Loser packs up their gear. They'll have to wait until next year. The winner advances to next week. 2nd round action. It will be at Patrick Henry High School. Opponent still to be determined, as Abe Delano has finished his warm-ups. Delano through 2 innings, 4 strikeouts. He has allowed a couple of walks. And he has worked his way out of a couple of jams, as in both innings. Multiple base runners for the Blue Jays, as it will be 2, 3, and 4. Metzger, Feathers, and Wirtz taking their second trip to the plate. First pitch, Bender trying to come in underneath the fists of the lefty. Brushed him off the plate a little bit, ball 1. The 1-0 stays upstairs. Metzger was the pitcher of record on Tuesday. Victory over Continental. He went 6 innings, allowed 6 hits, 2 runs, only 1 earned. Walked 2 and struck out 6. Carter Michael gets the ball back to Abe Delano, and we are ready to resume with a 2-1 count. This one misses low and away. Ball 3. Metzger also at the plate Tuesday night. Went 1 for 3 with a single and a sac fly. As this one, a chopper up the first base side. Whoa, a lot of English, takes a weird hop, and then it just does go foul. As Florence played it on a second bounce, but you could see it had a pool cue action on it and bounced to the right of the chalk. So the count now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, if you are Metzger, most likely you are sitting fastball. We'll see if Delano obliges him. The 3-2 on the way. He humped it up, but he missed high and outside. And a third walk of the afternoon issued by the Pilot starter also means the leadoff man aboard here for the Blue Jays, as the 3-hole column Feathers will dig in. He laid down a sacrifice his last trip up, and we'll see if Ayersville brings in the infield, but it looks like they might be expecting the same thing the second time around. Coming set, throwing over. And did they get him? The ball scoots away. Florence has to pick it up, and that's going to allow a free 90 feet to Braylon Metzger. Well, if you're going to sacrifice him to second, we'll see if they try and sacrifice him to third. Feathers digs back in. He did not tip on that throw over. And Delano was asking Carter Michael to come out and now have a talk. Obviously with the runner at second, making sure that your signs are down. Second or third sign indicator, just making sure that you and your battery mate are on the same page. Short conversation. Feathers digs back in. First pitch. Fastball, chopper at short. Amoroso with a long throw. It will not be in time. Feathers legs out, an infield single. Still good defense by the senior shortstop, not allowing that through, and the runner had to hold. So the potential ground ball double play still remains in effect here as TJ Wirtz digs in. But he's got an opportunity again with a runner in scoring position. Delano deals. He squared to bunt, and a nice stop. Way to get out of his crouch by Carter Michael. Signs being given by Coach Jackson from the third base box. Wirtz will step back in. The 1-0 in the cellar. Well, 2-0, most likely going to be sitting fastball here. Delano. Comes set, time being asked for and granted. Signals being resent from the third base box by Coach Jackson. Wirtz digs back in. 2-0. Delano taking his time. Comes set. Showing bunt. This one a curveball and bunted foul up the first base side. Tough pitch to get down. Maybe a little game of Russian roulette. They were thinking with 2 balls and no strikes, Delano would probably be coming with a fastball, but he brought the bender. And the count 2-1. Wirtz squares again. Lays this one down the first base side. Florence up with it. Low throw, and it scoots by Steingass into right field. 1 run is home. Metzger scores. Feathers being waved around third. He slips, and he will score without a play. And another error by the Pilots gives the Blue Jays the first runs of the ball game. So Wirtz now standing at second. Still nobody out as Cam Elwer will dig in. Delano from the letters. Heater inside. Elwer 0 for 1. Struck out swinging to end the first. Takes a strike here. Elwer went 1 for 3 in their opening round game against Continental. That one was a big one, though. It was a homer. As there's a bender right over the heart of the plate for strike 2. The 1-2. Chop foul, third base side. Delano gets a new baseball to work it over. Two runs across on the throwing error. Still nobody out here in the top of the third. Delano looking for the first out. Did miss by much. 2-2. See what Delano comes with here with the count even. Now we're right in the heart of the box. Delano, long look in. And time being asked for. And Carter Michael will go out and have a chat again. Convo over. Everybody set. Runner at second. Delano deals. Swing and a miss. He got him. Chalk up another Premier Bank strikeout for Abe Delano, and he needed that one. That is his 5th of the game. So I'll bring up Austin Munter. 0 for 1. He barreled one up just an inning ago, lined it right to Colton Dockery at third. Nice stop by Carter Michael here. Runner not going.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
1-0. Delano from the letters. Misses in the cellar, ball 2. Probably going to be sitting fastball here, Delano. We'll see if he reaches back. He humps it up, but it's upstairs, ball 3. Three 3-0. We'll see if he's got the green light. Upstairs, ball 4. Hey, Coach, nicely joined. Where did you come from? Working concessions? Is there nothing you don't do at this school? Oh, are you serious? Oh, I think I'll take you up on that. Burger would be fantastic. A bottle of water would be really good. So, absolutely. However you'd eat it. This one, a one-hopper to short. Amoroso to second. The relay. Got him! Double play. Wow. Thank you, Coach. Amoroso sat back on that ball, but that was a great turn by Steingass at second, and it keeps the damage to just 2. Score at 6-4-3 on the double play. As we break for the bottom of the third, Blue Jays put across 2 runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left aboard. We'll head to the bottom of the frame. St. John's 2, Ayersville nothing. Back after this on DCTV Sports. Bottom of the third, taking the bump, Cam Elwer does so for St. John's with something he hasn't had so far this afternoon, the lead. Bottom of the third brings up the bottom of the order. The 8-hole Colton Dockery will lead it off, his first trip to the plate. Check swing, he went. Lucas Fishpaw on deck, and then the lineup turns over. Van Amoroso in the hole. Now 3 costly errors for the Pilots so far in this ballgame defensively. Check swing misses above the letters. Blue Jays have had a couple miscues themselves, but right now up 2-0. There's a bender that paints the black on the inside corner. Nice looking pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fastball, boy, had some good glove side run on it. Just a bit outside, 2-2. See if Dockery gets something to work with here. As the 2-2 on the way. Fastball, slow grounded to first, gobbled up by Wirtz. He'll kick the cushion for the unassisted putout. And the Pilots' leadoff man retired here in the third. So up steps Lucas Fishpaw, senior center fielder. Fishpaw hitting .246. Trying to come up with a base runner as the Pilots went in order a frame ago. First pitch fastball, boy, he took a healthy cut. The 0-1. Boy, good firm fastball by Elwer, strike 2. The 0-2 brought a bender and in the dirt, strike 3. They'll have to throw down to first to record the out. It's another K, but score it 2-3 in your book. That is the second strikeout of the afternoon for Cam Elwer. So 2 up, 2 down. The lineup flips over. Ben Amoroso 0 for 1 with a fly out to center. Trying to get a little 2-out rally going. First pitch bender started at him, broke over the heart of the plate. Strike 1. Talking with Coach Jackson, he said they call that a curve, but it really has a lot of lateral break to it as he busts him inside with a fastball. And all of a sudden, Elwer is finding his groove. Amoroso will have to open up the plate just a little bit. Takes this one above the visor for ball 1. One and 2. Elwer sets, kicks, deals, fouled away. Thank you, sir. You are a gentleman and a scholar. I will continue to speak well of you no matter what anybody else ever says. Coach Nicely, girls basketball coach. Tremendous season this year for the Pilots. This one misses low and away, and Amoroso, a nice job to work the count back to an even 2-2. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. He just caught a piece of this one. Staying alive. So we'll do it again. 2-2. Whoa. Bender that didn't, right over his head. And the count now full. Amoroso with a quality at bat so far. We'll see if he gets something to work with the count full. Payoff pitch. Maybe stepped in the bucket just a little bit, but managed to keep a piece of it. 3-2. Wind picking up just a little bit, but nothing special here. Taking the edge off of things on Thursday afternoon. To short, McLean stays back on it, clicks, fires. This is a high throw and takes Wirtz off the bag. That will be the third error of the ball game, and it gives the Pilots their first runner here in the third. Comes to the plate in the person of Owen Lloyd. Left-handed left fielder, 0 for 1. Flew out to right in his first at bat back in the first. Throw over to first, and the ball scoots away. That's going to be another error. This one on the throw, and scampering into second, Amoroso now in scoring position. Fourth error of the day for the Blue Jays. Both teams have been kicking it around this afternoon. Wind starting to pick up, blowing from right to left. This one misses outside. Lloyd. A base hit most likely brings home a run. Amoroso can pick him up and lay him down. He's got a good lead at second. They are holding as the shortstop McLean all the way over. They're not anticipating an inside move here from Elwer. He'll come home, and this one takes Pullman out of his crouch. 2-0. Well, we'll see if Lloyd gets a fastball to work with here. Elwer just needs to bear down. He only needs one more out. Fastball, this one lined into right field, trying to get a beat on it, and ranging over. Munter has played spectacular defense in right field this afternoon. So no runs on no hits, one error, and one left aboard. 3 are in the books at Ayersville. No change in our score. Blue Jays 2, Pilots nothing. You're watching DCTV Sports. Well, Ayersville has threatened in every inning, but they have come away empty on each occasion. As we welcome you back, top of the fourth, 8-hole, Tyler Linderman will lead it off. Andrew Elwer, the freshman second baseman, on deck, and Tice McLean in the hole. 2 runs on 2 hits, 4 errors for St. John's. No runs on no hits, 3 errors for the Pilots. Lindemann, no official at bat. He walked back in the second inning. First pitch, humpback liner right at first base. Florence takes 1 step in and squeezes, and just like that, 1 pitch, 1 out. Elwer digs in. Freshman reached on an error back in the second inning. Steps up with 1 away and nobody aboard. Heater can't catch up to it, can't lay off of it. Strike 1. Wind picking up a little bit. Flag's not showing much in center field, but we feel that it's coming straight in at us, so in from center. Wouldn't think it would affect things too much. This one fouled away. One ball, two strikes. Delano kicks, deals, chop foul right back in front of us here behind home plate. Beautiful afternoon. Looks like a Bob Ross painting. The 1-2. Humps up the fastball, but he misses upstairs. Elevating just a bit too much, and now 2 balls and 2 strikes. We'll see if Delano comes after him again. Whew. Boy, that heater's coming, but it was up around the visor. Now all of a sudden the count full. Don't want to lose the 9-hole. 9-hole keeps the line moving for the leadoff man, Tice McLean. McLean 0 for 1 with a walk. Struck out swinging back in the second. Righty-righty matchup. Boy, that went up over his helmet. He ducks out of the way. One down, runner at first in a 2-0 game, and Michael's going to go out and have a talk, and actually Coach Mag is coming out as well. Abe Delano with his hands on his knees, his glove is on the dirt, and all of a sudden the concern for the big 6'2", 215-pound righty. He's kind of flaring his arm out. I'm not sure if it's a forearm or an elbow issue, but something didn't quite feel right. Well, whatever the conversation is, Coach Mag feels that it must be okay. We'll see if they give him a warm-up pitch. Doesn't appear that they're going to. So McLean digs back in with a 1-0 count. Delano working the ball over, and he's ready to deal. 1-0. Heater brushes him back. Delano brought the heat inside. He's worked both halves of the plate effectively. This one right down central, and it's in the 5-5 hole. Over Dockery, past Amoroso, and into left field. That's what you call a seeing eye single. And it now gives runners at first and second with Braylon Metzger about to dig in. Metzger, the lefty, reached on an error in the first, walked and scored on an error in the third. Bender, he squares to bunt and fouls it up the third base line. Boy, he was late to turn on that. That was well, almost perfectly executed. Metzger hitting .338 entering today's contest. He's got 9 RBI on the season. This one gets dirty. Nice stop by Michael. He keeps it from scampering too far. Nobody advancing. Evens up the count at 1-1. Metzger slightly open stance. The 1-1. Fastball pulled right at Florence. He will win the race to the bag. Runners advance, but now 2 down with runners at second and third. Well, we've been here before, and Delano was able to get a strikeout to end the inning. We'll see what he can get done here with the 3-hole Colin Feathers. stepping to the plate. Feathers 1 for 1 with an infield single and a sacrifice. He's also got a run scored. 2-0 our score as he checks his swing on a nasty looking bender. Feathers with 10 RBI on the season, 11 and 12, both standing in scoring position in a 2-0 ball game. Delano trying to stop it where it's at. There's a good-looking slider, strike one. That one is probably his best of the afternoon. Spin rate looked good, some late snap to it. The 1-1, Delano from the stretch. Brings another bender. It looks like he took a little something off of that one, maybe. One fouled off the plate, and now he's got him where he wants him. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Huge pitch coming up. The 1-2. Elevated, a little bit of a late decision by Feathers to swing, but that's what you call protecting the plate. And he earns himself another. 1-2. We'll do it again. This one, a ground ball to short. Takes a candy hop for Amoroso across the diamond to take Florence off the bag, and he is safe. The run will score. It looked like they had him for an inning-ending ground ball, but the throw took Florence off the bag. Wirtz 0 for 2, struck out swinging back in the first, reached on an error in the third. Throw over to first. They got multiple athletic events taking place at Ayersville today. They got the district track meet. As the runner goes, they guessed right on a bender, and there's absolutely nothing Carter Michael can do with that. Stolen base for Colin Feathers, and here we go again. Both runners now in scoring position. 1-0 the count. Delano brings that slurve right over the heart of the plate. Strike one.
Come on, TJ, stay hot, kid.
This one, little humpbacker into shallow center field, but it hangs up enough for Fishpaw, and he makes the running catch. Unfortunately for the Pilots, it comes one hitter too late. 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 left aboard. 3.5 in the books. Some insurance for the Blue Jays as they lead it 3-0. We're back after this on DCTV Sports. Well, we head to the bottom of the 4th. 3 runs on 3 hits, 4 errors for St. John's. No runs on no hits, 3 errors for Ayersville. Halfway through this contest, Pilots could use some offense. It will be the heart of the order. 3, 4, and 5, Delano, Barrick, and Michael. They're going to try and solve the mystery that is Cam Elwer, the 5'10", 180-pound senior. Has been masterful to this point of the ball game. Delano just trying to find a way aboard like he did back in the first. Try and get that leadoff man aboard. It allows you to do so much more. Elwer deals. Low one away. Righty-righty matchup. That one Over the heart of the plate, nice check by Delano, makes it 2 balls and no strikes. Swing and a miss on that slurve. Well, that was a beauty. Elwer started that over the heart of the plate and it broke about a foot into the left-handed batter's box. 2-1. Gets dirty. Well, in this case, for Coach Mag in Ayersville, a walk will be just as good as a hit. We'll see what Elwer deals with the 3-1. Boy, you could hear that glove pop. He brought a good firm fastball. And the count runs full. Payoff pitch. This one a high chopper. Cut off by the third baseman Lindemann. Long throw and got him by a half a step. Wow. For his size, Delano can pick him up and lay him down, but if McLean stays back and takes that ball another step in the hole at short, I don't think they get him. Lindemann realized it, and that's just good baseball IQ. So Andrew Barrick digs in. You see home plate umpire Dwayne Ressler raise his right hand, strike 1. Swing and a miss, make it 0-2. Grunts, called strike 3 at the letters. Premier Bank strikeout as Andrew Barrick, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. 2 away. Carter Michael will dig in, trying to get something going with 2 down. Michael 0 for 1 with a fly out to right. Inside out swing, fisted him foul, first base side. Cam Elwer looks like he is settling down. He has only faced 1 batter over the minimum since the first. Slow grounder to short. Coming in, gobbling it up, and making an accurate throw. McLean to Wirtz. It's a 1-2-3 inning. Second one of the ball game for Cam Elwer and company. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. 4 in the books. Blue Jays 3, Pilots nothing. Back after this on DCTV Sports. Good view from our third base dugout cam. Will applying plenty of sunscreen on a day like today. Still keeps the stocking cap on, though. Top of the 5th. It'll bring up 5, 6, and 7. Elwer, Munter, and Munter. Abe Delano. As I look down in my book, of the 3 runs, not a single one earned. They count just the same on the scoreboard, though. Both teams have kicked it around this afternoon. Blue Jays with 4 errors, Pilots with 3. That's now in the past. If you are Abe Delano, keep it where it is. That is your goal. Elwer digging in from the right side. First pitch right down central, strike 1.
All right, kid.
The 0-1 gets dirty. Well, again, in talking with Coach Jerry Jackson, the approach to the flame-throwing Abe Delano today was look away and react in. Knew they'd be successful if they could hit flares, singles, go the opposite way. As Delano deals a strike there, 1-2. This one short hops Carter Michael. And even things up at 2. Just a minute past the 3 o'clock hour. We are 1 hour into this afternoon's contest. This one pop foul, gets straight back, clears the company. He hauls it in for the first out.
All right.
One of the better hit balls we've seen this afternoon. That is the nature of baseball, though, sometimes. You barrel one up, they call them atom balls, right at the defense. You might hit a 14 hopper that somehow finds its way through the infield. Crazy game. First pitch to Austin Mentor, misses downstairs. Munter, 0 for 1 with a walk. Fastball above the letters, 2-0. This one a liner right at third, and Dockery from his knees makes a fantastic snare. What were we just talking about? Barreling the ball up right at him, and for the second time today, Munter has lined out to Colton Dockery. Yeah, number 5, we see you. Flashing some fancy leather down at the hot corner. So 2 down, and you can hear the thud to Aaron Munter. The wince on his face says it all as he wears that one, but that will leave a mark. Wow.
Come on, T.
He's going to stretch it out down the first base line. And I guarantee you, it doesn't matter. Hot day, cold day, lukewarm day. That smarts. Stretching it out, trying to tell Coach, I'm good, I'm great, even though he's probably not going to be so for at least another few minutes. The game moves on. Are they going to have a courtesy runner or a pinch runner? Does not appear so. So Abe Delano unable to get the 1-2-3 inning. He's been close a couple of times. As Tyler Lindemann will dig in, 0 for 1 with a walk. First pitch. Carter Michael's been on his knees quite a bit here this afternoon. Got to get out of your crouch quickly. Abe Delano's pitches get on you in a hurry. "1-0 in the dirt. Doesn't go too far. See what he gets to work with here. We'll wait as he goes over to first. Delano really slowing the tempo down. Deals, and that one scoots away from Carter Michael. That's going to be an extra 90 feet on the wild pitch. Abe maybe being just a bit too preoccupied with the runner at first. So 3-0 the count. We'll see if Lindemann has the green light. Closed stance as the righty steps in. Delano misses upstairs, ball 4. So after 2 quick outs, runners now at first and second for Andrew Elwer. 3-0, 2 down, 2 aboard, top of the 5th. Opening round of sectional playoffs. Winner advances to round 2 next Wednesday. A game to be played at Patrick Henry against an opponent to be determined later. Elwer, 0 for 2. He's reached on an error and a walk today. He's also scored. Delano taking a little time. All right, now trying to find his range or his rhythm back. It's 2-0. 2-0, there's a Bender that misses in the cellar, ball 3. At the top of the order, and McLean standing in the on-deck circle. And that one scored. Give him a high 5. And instead, now on the bump, it's going to be Ben Amoroso. So what we're going to do is take a quick timeout. We'll break it down for you when we come back. 2 down, nothing ball game. Ayersville can't afford to allow any more insurance. We'll have it for you when we come back on DCTV Sports. Back at Ayersville, Abe Delano has got to keep his head up as he will switch positions with Ben Amoroso. Amoroso will come to the mound. Delano will go to shortstop. Bases juiced, 2 away. Top of the order, and Tice McLean, visiting Blue Jays, leading the host Pilots 3-0. And Amoroso in, trying to get that elusive third out here in the top of the 5th. Amoroso on the season. He's been the second starter. He's thrown 39 innings as first pitch Bender, and McLean was sitting on it as he fouls it straight back. Amoroso 2 wins against 4 losses. He's allowed 35 hits, 21 runs, only 11 earned. He's got a he's got a stingy 1.97 ERA. 12 walks against 34 strikeouts. He could use one here. 1-1. Amoroso from the letters and the stretch. This one a liner into right field, right at Barrick, and he hauls it in for a critical third out. So Amoroso came in, got the job done, and the bases are left loaded. No runs, no hits, no errors, 3 left aboard. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. Pilots need some offense. They trail 3-0. Back after this on DCTV Sports. Bottom of the 5th. 3 runs on 3 hits, 4 errors for Delphos St. John's. No runs, no hits, 3 errors for Ayersville. Working our way through the tail end of this ball game. It will be 6, 7, and 8. Florence, Booher, and Dockery trying to solve Cam Elwer. He has been masterful on the bump for the Blue Jays so far. Check swing. 2 balls and no strikes. Big first baseman, 0 for 1, struck out swinging back in the 2nd. Sun really beaming down now. This one fouled straight back. 2-1. Elwer grunting. He is really putting everything he's got into it. It is a warm one today. It was pushing 80 degrees. I don't have a pitch count on him. We'll have to maybe do that. So this one, a sky-high fly ball to left field, but Feathers has a beat on it. Steps over a couple and squeezes for the first out. Brings up Caden Boer. Also 0 for 1 with a ground out to first. Pilots have put the bat on the ball this afternoon, but they haven't really been able to make as solid a contact as I'm sure Coach Mag would care for. Oh, nasty looking curveball or slurve for a called first strike. Oh, 1 fastball, late decision. Coming up empty, 0-2. Would like to see the jugs gun on Elwer. Right now, they said prior to the game, about 82 to 84 mile an hour where that fastball operates, and I'd say that's looking like what he's doing today. Brought another heater here and fouled away. Between Elwer and Braylon Metzger, who had a fantastic outing earlier this week against Continental, they've got 2 very solid pitchers, and they'll have a week off if they win this one. As taking a step back, nice job by Boer to take inner third. Delphos St. John's, they've got a small contingent traveling here. Stepping in the bucket, and Boer just caught a piece of it to stay alive. 1-2. Matter of fact, I believe it was Braylon Metzger's mother that came over and asked me how she could watch. So, and she's listening to me now. Why don't you come over? I have a headset for you, and you can do color. We'll buy you an ice cream cone. How's that sound? Swing and oh, check that. He's trotting down to first. Well, Pilots needed a base runner. They need several to try and get back into this as Colton Dockery will step up. So not sure how many St. John's viewers we have this afternoon, but welcome aboard. The more the merrier. Dockery 0 for 1 with a ground out to first. Mitt pops, but it's outside. (1-0). Elwer deals. Late decision coming up empty. 1-1. Just a quiet crowd today. It's almost like a library. Except we know most of these people aren't studying for finals. So 2-1. Elwer out of the stretch from the belt. Oh, late decision. That ball had some nasty glove side run. Dockery got carved up there. 2-2. Well, if he's able to, well, he is really choking up with 2 strikes. Elwer taking some time. Deals. Misses on the outer third. That's a good hold by Dockery. That was a competitive pitch by Elwer. And here we go again, another full count. She'll be moving with the pitch. Fishbaugh, a couple practice swings. Tries to lock back in as he digs back in. 3-2. Popped up, out of play. Fishbaugh was sitting fastball, was a little elevated. He came underneath it. We'll do it again. Elwer. Time being asked for by Fishbaugh, and it's granted. Fish going through his routine, picks at the bat, fusses with the visor of his helmet. Digs back in. 3-2 on the way. Oh, they ring him up. Strike 3. Fishbaugh was 2 steps down to first. He doesn't say a word. A backwards K, and that will do it for Ayersville here in the bottom of the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left the board. 5 in the books. We'll head to the top of the 6th when we come back. Blue Jays 3, Pilots nothing. You're watching DCTV Sports. Top of the 6th, working our way through this one. 3 runs on 3 hits, 4 errors for St. John's. No runs on no hits, 3 errors for Ayersville. Brent Balbinot saying thank you for joining us on a beautiful Thursday afternoon. Good thing we have the tent pitched, though. It is a hot one with that sun beaming down now. 2, 3, and 4, Metzger, Feathers, and Wirtz. All set to take their cuts against the different pitchers. This is an inside-out swing. Launched down to third, Dockery. Nice transfer. Knew he had a little bit of time. Throws off his back foot. 1 pitch, 1 out to open up the St. John's 6th.
Come on, Colin, get it started.
And Mom can relax for at least, I don't know that he's going to get up again. We'll wait and see. If he does, that means that Ayersville put up a late rally. As it stands, Colin Feathers will dig in. Feathers laid down a sacrifice in the first, legged out an infield single in the third, and reached on an error in the fourth. Amoroso misses outside. Swing and a miss. Boy, good, firm fastball. One gets dirty. Wind has picked up a little bit. Stars and Stripes showing that in center field. It's blowing straight in right now. You can probably hear it over our headsets. Is this one inside out swing? Whoa, takes a huge candy hop for the second baseman Steingass, and he makes a good strong throw. 2 down.
Go, TJ.
Ayersville defense looking for their first 1, 2, 3 inning of this ball game. Have yet to have one. Here's Wirtz digging in. Takes a strike on the inside corner, and Amoroso working around the zone. Doing a very good job now that he's settled in. Bender, there's one over the heart of the plate, missed a little low. Aerial view from our third base dugout camera. Will has popped out an umbrella today. Not for the rain, but for the sun. Beaming straight down into our first base cameraman's eyes. Top of the order here in the bottom of the 6th. Amoroso, Lloyd, and Delano. Third trip to the plate. They will try and get something going against Cam Elworth. He has been nearly untouchable this afternoon. As a matter of fact, he has not surrendered a hit yet today. Has surrendered a couple free passes, and an error hasn't helped. But right now, down to their final 6 outs, Pilots are trying to time him up, hoping the third trip to the lineup will be what the offense needs. Amoroso takes a bender for a first pitch strike. Elworth short hops his catcher, Pullman. One. First base dugout alive with some chatter. Pilots trying to create a little energy. It's been a quiet day at the ballpark here. So that one misses above the letters. 2 balls and a strike. There's a strike. Two and two. Bender. Down to a knee, McLean at short. Fires across the diamond. That is textbook. Pilot leadoff man retired here in the 6th. Brings up Owen Lloyd. He has pulled the ball twice today, flying out, into right field. Once in the first, once in the third. Fouls this one straight back. Got one that he liked. Got those arms extended. We're not quite 90 minutes into this afternoon's contest. This one an early start with the district track meet. So this one lifted, traveling fairly well to right field. The park will hold it. And the center fielder Metzger makes the call and the catch. And I see a proud mom putting her hands together. The only thing we haven't done is give Mrs. Metzger some FaceTime today. We'll settle that. We'll correct that grievous error in the next inning. I don't know her well enough to tease her, but she seems like she has a good sense of humor. So, Abe Delano will dig in with 2 away, trying to get a 2-out rally going. Delano reached on an error in the first, grounded out to third, back in the fourth. Delano with a deep breath, trying to stay locked in. 1-1. 2-hopper. Oh, Candy Hop comes up for the shortstop, McLean, and he makes the throw, and it's another 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. 6 in the books. No change in our score. Blue Jays 3, Pilots nothing. You're watching DCTV Sports. The pan out there a little bit, Will. Delphos St. John's traveled. They've got a small but mighty contingent here. There you get a good look at the Blue Jay faithful making the drive to the middle of the Ohio cornfields here. So it'll be Cam Elwer, the 5-hole, to lead things off. Ben Amoroso will deal to him, Austin Mentor, and then Aaron Mentor. Swing and a miss, boy. He was going for the downs on that pitch. Amoroso challenged him upstairs. 0-2. That one short hops the catcher, Carter Michael. Sun has disappeared behind the clouds for really the first time since first pitch. It has been beaming down here today. It's the 1-2. This one into left field. Liner right at Owen Lloyd. Took him a second or two to draw a beat on it, but he did a nice job and hauls it in for the first out. And you got a good look at the sophomore. Outfielders will tell you the toughest play to make is the one hit right at you. So here's Munter digging in. Bucket stopped by Carter Michael. The 1-0. This one into left as well, drifting back. Lloyd on the run. It's drifting over, and it looks like it's going to be a foul ball. Boy, he gave it a ride, and it just hooked to the left at the last minute. And if you're Ben Amoroso, it's nothing more than a long strike. So 1-1. Munter will pick up his bat and dig back in. Another bucket stop by Carter Michael. Well, Amoroso and the defense's job, keep it where it's at right now, trailing 3-0. This one misses low and away, ball 3. Looking forward to the bottom of the 7th for the Pilots. It will be 4, 5, and 6, Barrick, Michael, and Florence, and they'll probably need some more. This one popped up, shallow center field, drifting over. Delano well over. Senior captain, though, stays with it and makes the call on the catch for the second out. Now, Pilots got their first 1-2-3 inning just a frame ago. They're looking for 2 in a row. As Lindemann will dig in, 0 for 1 with a pair of walks. Amoroso busts him inside. Fastball, chop foul. One of the assistants getting a little razzing from the team. 1-1. Ground ball, too short. Charging. Delano fires off his back foot. Man, that ball was a pill across the diamond. Scored 6-3, and it's indeed a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. Now it's up to the offense. They are down to their final 3 outs. Pilots trailing 3-0. When we come back, we'll have it for you on DCTV Sports. Well, there you get a good look. No, I stand corrected here. Wait a minute. Let's see here. Different number. Okay. The lineup and the roster had him as 2 different numbers. So digging in. Chopper foul. Third base side. Andrew Barrick 0 for 2. Struck out looking his last trip up. Upstairs. 2-1. Well, the on-deck man would have to reach base just to bring the tying run to the plate as a swing and a miss by Barrick makes it 2-2. Gamel, we're trying to pitch a complete game. His ERA unblemished entering this afternoon's contest, and right now he has lived up to his billing. 2-2. This one inside outed, slicing into foul territory, and the first baseman, TJ Wirtz, ranges over to make a nice one-handed grab. So 1 down. Carter Michael 0 for 2. A fly out to right, a ground out to short. Elwer grunting. Brings a late bender that misses upstairs. In the dirt. Might have humped that one up just a little bit. We have had pace to this game. 1 hour and 36 minutes. Swing and a miss. The bottom fell out of that pitch, and Carter Michael knows it. He went after ball 3. Got to lock in here. Make sure you see it well out of his hands. Elwer deals. Upstairs, ball 3. A walk would be just as good as a hit in this situation for the Pilots. Coach Mag won't be picky, just find a way. 3-1, fastball, late decision, swing and a miss. Carter Michael with a deep breath. Steps back in. Payoff pitch. Oh, a called third strike on the inside corner. Talk about working both halves of the plate, and the Pilots down to their final out. So here's Trenton Florence. Florence 0 for 2. He struck out swinging back in the second. Flew out to left in the 5th. The 0-1. Boy, he's really reaching back for a little something extra right now. The 1-1. Swung on, fouled away right side over by the concession stand, and the Pilots down to their final strike. Blue Jays fans putting their hands together. Swing and a miss. That will do it. A no-hit shutout by Cam Elwer. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board, and his ERA stays at 0.00. What a ball game. No runs. On what did we have? 3 hits and 4 errors. No runs on no hits and 3 errors for the Pilots. And the season comes to an end for Coach Mag and company. 2 in a row postseason for the Blue Jays as they will advance to the district opener, the semifinal, next Wednesday at Patrick Henry. Opponent to be determined. We'll get our stats together. When we come back, we'll have our Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center postgame show. Don't you go anywhere. You're watching DCTV Sports. And for a group of about, I think it's 5 or 6 seniors for Ayersville who have represented not just the baseball program but the school with great distinction, they're going to be hanging it up. That is the last time that they will wear a Pilot uniform. Just a tremendous ball game here this afternoon. Brent Balbinot saying thank you for joining us. We anticipate being joined by one, possibly both coaches as the Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center postgame show is now underway. The story of the afternoon, and there's no question about it, Cam Elwer, 7 innings, no hits, obviously no runs, didn't walk anybody. He did notch 1 Pilot, and he struck out 6. They just didn't have an answer for him this afternoon. On the flip side, the bulk of the damage being done for the Blue Jays in the 3rd inning. They put 2 runs across on 1 hit, 1 key error, and they left 1 aboard. They tacked on a little more insurance an inning later en route to a 3-0 victory. As I watch and looking, we don't quite have the camera on the right field huddle. Both teams are huddled up as the Blue Jays are getting ready to head to the bus. the Pilots and Coach Mag, this is going to be a tough one. There's nothing you can say in a situation where your season comes to an end. And like I said, for a group of seniors who he had talked about, this was going to be emotional, win or loss for him, because he's been coaching these kids since they were in grade school. Folks, we talk about it so often. You hear coaches talk about it. Family. We're like family here, but when you talk about what happens in these smaller communities, forget the fact that now we're talking varsity baseball, that a lot of these coaches are volunteers in some cases. They don't get paid big bucks to coach at the high school level, and they have coached these young men, in this case, from the time that they were in grade school all the way up to their senior season. Now young men, yes, it is different, and it is emotional. We will stay on the air, though. Coach Mag promises he will come over, but we will not rush it. As I see a pretty good contingency that made the trip from Delphos St. John's, and they are celebrating because their season now continues. What we're going to do is take a quick timeout. When we come back, more of the Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center postgame show. You're watching DCTV Sports. We welcome you back to the Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center postgame show. Continues here on DCTV Sports. We got exactly what we thought we were going to get today, a pitcher's duel. But in the end, just masterful, I think, is the best way to put it for Cam Elwer. 7 innings, no hits, obviously no runs. He didn't walk anybody. He only hit 1 batter, and he struck out 6. So let's start with that, because I know coaches will always say if you eliminate the free bases, you love your chances to win. You can't get any better than no walks and only 1 hit batsman. Well, I guess you can, but really not much, right?
You're right. And then his command on the mound today was phenomenal. Worked his fastball in and blew it by those guys a few times, and then his off speed kept him off balance. So he did a great job on the mound, and that's what we want from him every 4 innings, and then found it. So.
You talked about putting the ball in play today, and this was no joke here, but the infield shaved down as thin as we've seen it in a long time. But you said while you've got some free swingers, there is a portion of your lineup that you're not afraid to try and play a little small ball. You've put the ball in play, and they obliged, especially to the tune of 2 unearned runs in that first inning.
Exactly, and we knew going in this pitcher's duel today, so any run was going to count. And we played a little small ball early, and we took advantage of that mistake when they threw the ball down the right field line.
And when I said first inning, the first inning they scored, not the actual first inning. That was the third. But what you were able to do then in the next inning is do virtually the same thing. Once you got that 3rd run, you had a little extra insurance.
Right, yeah, and a little more confidence when you got breathing room. But, we put pressure on their defense every inning all the way through the 4th. We had 2 runners on every inning, so Delano's pitch count was starting to rise a little bit, and I think his fatigue was kicking in there at the end.
So you've got a little bit of breathing room now between this game and next week. Walk us through what the process is going to be, rest, recovery, light practice before you take the field again.
Yeah, certainly. Tomorrow's probably going to be a light practice, probably give them the weekend off and get back after it Monday, whether we decide to play a game, pick up a game, because we don't play till next Wednesday. So we may try to find a game to get in there just so we can keep keep everything as live as possible.
All right, well, enjoy the bus ride home, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Appreciate it.
3-0 as Coach Jackson comes up to join us and giving all the credit in the world to Ayersville. But at this point in time of the season, you earn the right to wear the uniform one more time. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick timeout. We are back with more of the Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center postgame show right after this on DCTV Sports. Well, a rare 2 o'clock afternoon Thursday first pitch. It was one of those that we thought what was going to happen materialized. It was a pitcher's duel, but in the end, 3-0 the final score as Delphos St. John's brings an end to Ayersville's season. 3-0 they advance, and very graciously being joined right now by Coach Mag. Coach, again, the wheat separates from the chaff at this point in time of the season. Break this one down. You had your opportunities, but it was just a difficult game offensively.
Yeah, it was. We've struggled offensively here, and we knew coming in we were going to have to score and score early and put pressure on them. I thought after Abe got out of that first inning with those 2 big strikeouts, and we came in and he got on, the ball barricaded into the gap a little bit. They had played really well, and that's one of those things. If it gets down, then all of a sudden maybe the pressure's on them. And offensively, we relax a little bit, which we haven't been able to do. So it's just things like that. We had opportunities and just didn't capitalize.
Your guys made contact today. Sometimes you just don't get the solid part of the barrel on it, but it wasn't as if you were overpowered today. I thought when we took a look at Cam Elwer, his breaking stuff was exceptional, especially after probably about that 3rd inning after he was kind of missing upstairs. Once he got that going, he was awfully tough to pick up.
Yeah, he was. But I thought we did a good job today. We didn't strike out a ton. We put some balls in play. But yeah, we just didn't barrel it up. Obviously, we caught some late movement, and he was missing a lot of barrels, and that's what happens at this level.
It's a game of failure. We call it that all the time, and yet for the casual fan to sit there and think about a half inch there, or an extra inch there, or a foot there, you might be talking about a different outcome. But at the same time, you look up knee-high to a grasshopper, as my grandfather would say. Here you are coaching them at the varsity level now as young, grown men. You've coached them basically their entire life to this point. How, again, I want to say satisfying, gratifying. I'm looking for an adjective to fill in here. But for you personally, what does this mean?
Yeah, I have coached these kids for a long time. I have a son that's a year younger than these seniors, and so I've been around them and watched them grow as baseball players, athletes, and people, more important. Mm-hmm. Just very proud of them, very proud of the young men that they've become and the young men that they're going to become, through their life. Unfortunately, when things end, it's never easy, and it's just kind of the way it goes. And for 4 of them, this is the last time they'll ever wear a baseball uniform. Yep. We talked about that the other day, that somewhere in our life, somebody tells us we can't play this game anymore. And, Abe's a lucky one. Abe gets to move on and play in college. And, these other guys, they don't get that opportunity. So, but for them to go out tonight, and just battle and fight and play really, really hard is just really all you can ask for.
One last one, and I'll leave it, not to try and get too philosophical with you, but for this senior class, we've talked about this off the air. I want to give you a chance with an open mic here. They have represented not just Ayersville baseball, but the school and the community with great distinction. Can you just talk about the impact that these young men have made?
They have made an impact. They're just great kids that, just do things the right way. You never have to worry about them getting in trouble or being ineligible or causing trouble in school. They you know, they come every day in a good mood. They're all friends. They get along. They set a great example for the younger kids. And, you know, to watch them move on, it's tough, but at the same time, you know, it's satisfying. This is what happens, right? We all know that as a coach, you only get them for 4 years. And unfortunately, you know, you'd love to have them forever, but that's not the way this works. And, you know, we move on from that and watching them grow. And, you know, all 5 of those seniors are going to be extremely successful in their life. And they're going to have opportunities, and they're going to make great community members and great fathers and great husbands. And, you know, that means more than anything. You know, I told our administration the other day, I get compliments all the time about how well our kids behave and how well they act and how well-mannered they are. I think as a coach, that means more than anything. And, you know, it's just super proud to get to be part of their life.
Well, Coach, I know it's not how you wanted it to end, but at the same time, congratulations on the season. Appreciate you opening up your program to us and allowing us to take a peek in at practice, interview the players. We can't tell you how much we appreciate it on our end. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate everything you guys did to promote baseball out here, and we hope we keep going.
All right.
All right.
Well, he gives us a directive. We will continue it. We're going to take one last time out. When we come back, we'll put the finishing touches on another Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center postgame show. You're watching DCTV Sports. Back to put the finishing touches on another Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center postgame show. Final score here this afternoon. Delphos St. John's shuts out Ayersville 3-0. The Blue Jays advance to next week. It will be Wednesday at Patrick Henry, the opponent to be determined. But right now, as the number 4 seed, certainly you would think it would be Patrick Henry, but we never put the cart before the horse. For Ayersville, the season comes to an end. And we just had Coach Mag on. Clearly a very tough moment right now. But hopefully as time passes and maybe soothes the sting of this loss, they can look back and realize just what they accomplished this season. That's going to do it for our broadcast here this afternoon. Our next one tomorrow afternoon. Yep, the sectionals continue, except we're going to be at Defiance as they will host Fostoria. We will be on the air with our pregame at roughly 4:30. We invite you to tune in. For our entire crew, basically Tristan and Will this afternoon, big thank you going out to our underwriters for helping make this broadcast a possibility. Folks, if you appreciate our coverage of local high school sports, walk through those businesses' doors, spend some money with them, and let them know how much you appreciate them supporting what we do. As always, we thank you, the fan, for tuning in. I'm Brent Balbinot. Final score, Ayersville falls to Delphos St. John's this afternoon.